Welcome to Extraterrestrial Reality. Over the past few days, I've been getting a lot of different comments from some of my subscribers asking me to cover this story with regard to this guy who allegedly found some sort of a UFO out in the Las Vegas desert somewhere. And he was talking about it on his channel. He just goes by the handle James on his YouTube channel, and he was posted a lot of stuff about this cylinder. And then recently he was doing a live stream, and he was trying to drill into this thing. And a lot of people who were watching this live stream believed that he ended up dying after he was trying to drill into this thing because some sort of a light showed up behind him, and some people could have thought it was an orb or something else, or aliens came after him. But the whole thing was a fake. It was a giant hoax, and the guy actually came clean today. So one of the reasons I didn't want to talk about this story right away was because I didn't believe it at all from the second I saw this. And I was just waiting to see how this thing was going to unravel. I figured it was going to unravel at some point because there were people who were concerned about the welfare of this person because they thought he was killed as he was drilling into this. I'm going to play this video as we're speaking here where you can see what happened here. So it was a live stream that he recently ran on YouTube, and then nobody heard from him for a few days. Then he finally made a reappearance. Law enforcement got involved because there were people who were concerned about him. But in this video, as you see, he sees some sort of a light as he's drilling into this alleged object, this cylinder thing, UAP that he says he found out in the desert near Las Vegas. And obviously he made it himself. He admitted it today. He's a hoaxer, right? And I feel bad for a lot of the people that were suckered into this by this idiot. It's a shame. It really is. And it makes, what happens here when people pull these kinds of stunts, it makes the people who know that there's something real with regard to the alien presence on this planet, it makes a lot of them look bad. It gives the whole community a black eye. And that's what this guy did. This guy's an apparent narcissistic sociopath or something. I mean, why would somebody do something like this? He claimed that he had a bunch of other people strung along with this, like for instance, the very popular YouTube channel Casper Site, which talks about UFOs and aliens all the time. Well, unfortunately, he was talking about this a lot, and he wasn't sure one way or the other, but he made a big deal out of it. The guy James was apparently contacting him, and it turned out to be a gigantic fraud. That's what it was, a giant fraud. The guy was forced to come clean. And some of the comments that he made, he posted a video earlier today, telling everyone that, it was a fake. It was a hoax. He admitted to it, a hoax. He created that cylinder thing himself. I mean, when I saw the image of that thing, I mean, you could tell that thing was made by, if you look at there were markings on the ends of this thing, you could tell that it was made by somebody here in a machine shop or something like that, right? So, I mean, that's why I didn't want to talk about it. I know there were a lot of people who were interested in it. They thought it was real. It turns out it was most certainly not real, and the guy is a gigantic fraud, okay? And this is something that he said. This is I'm sure it's because of comments like this that he made today. This is why you see a lot of people, in addition to the fact that he tricked all the people who subscribe to his channel, but he made comments like this. He says, a lot of people came to the conclusion that I died, but that's their problem, I guess. So there were a lot of people out there who watched this guy and were concerned about him, and they thought he died when he was drilling into this object that he created himself, that we later learned, and here he wasn't dead, and he's like, that's their problem, I guess, right? And let's see some of the other things he said. He says, it's been fun. I wish I could have kept going longer, but I can't because for obvious reasons. He actually wanted to keep going with this, and the only reason he finally came clean is because law enforcement got contacted and got involved. So this is, someone like this, how could you trust this guy? And he actually also went on to say that he might pull off a hoax in the future at some point using a different YouTube channel. And he also thinks that this will all go down in history as something funny. I don't think it's funny at all. I think it's stupid and idiotic and dumb. And this is, if you're trying to build a community on your YouTube channel, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to fool all your subscribers, right? And try to draw in new subscribers this way by posting phony things like this, making phony stories up. He likened it to like the Blair Witch Project. He said it was, that movie, the Blair Witch Project, which came out in the late '90s, I guess, and that was a movie that looked like was like one of the original kind of found footage kind of movies that people like to go see. But that's what this guy was saying he was doing. And it's just a shame. It really is. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people right now. I mean, you can see how badly, some people have to feel like fools right now. For instance, like on Reddit aliens. And let me just comment something here about Reddit aliens. It's really hard to post anything on Reddit aliens about the Las Vegas incident, which is proven to be real. But this kind of junk, right? They're all over this one. They all thought it was. There's a whole bunch of people on Reddit aliens that thought it was real. And there was and to a lot of other people's credit, a lot of other people recognized it as what it was, a hoax. But listen to this guy. This is from yesterday. This is only from a day ago. And this was posted by someone named, who goes by the handle Corner Reddit. And he writes, the disinformation regarding the James case is insane. And he was trying to stand up for it. He was trying to point out that this thing is real, right? And so this did not age well for him, obviously. He says, the James case is one of the most interesting things this community has seen in a long time. And if I see one more person claiming otherwise, I'm honestly going to lose it. A sub like this naturally attracts a few not so bright people, but the number of users pretending to be clueless just to discredit the story and label it a hoax has become so suspicious that I'm starting to think we're dealing with bots or some kind of disinformation campaign. And then he provides here a few points people pretend to keep getting wrong. Number 1, the screen at the end of the room does not exist. An AI recreation of the room added it. Number 2, the first visible reflection on the cylinder is just the light from the damn power drill, and you know it. So basically he goes on and on. I'm not going to read every one of these things, but he goes on and on trying to talk about how this video seems authentic to him, and obviously it's not. It wasn't, and now this post didn't age well. I mean, it was only posted yesterday, and now this guy, this guy James made a fool out of so many people across the internet who fell for this tripe, right? That's what he did. And look at this. This is horrible. And this guy concludes by saying, I'm sure there are plenty of other so-called proofs people use to argue it's a hoax, but they fall apart under basic scrutiny. Anyone got more examples? I mean, for one thing, there really wasn't much to this live video. I mean, that would be simple to accomplish. I don't know how anybody could have fell for this. Somebody could have flicked on a light or set up that light in the background against the wall. And I mean, how could anybody fall for this nonsense? But tens of thousands of people did, apparently. So I find it incredible. And that got to this point, but it did, and this guy pulled off this hoax. He says he plans on doing some more. He says he's probably gonna have to come up with a different YouTube channel. He doesn't show his face. That's another thing. This guy won't show his face on his channel. I mean, what kind of YouTuber is this person? I mean, obviously he's trying to just trick people into believing things that aren't true, making up stories, Blair Witch style, right? I mean, it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I'll tell you what it reminds me of is 17 years ago, I guess 2008. I can't believe it's 17 years ago. 2008 to me seems like yesterday. I was living in Hawaii at that time, and there was this big hoopla going on in Georgia. There was a couple of guys, a police officer and a used car salesman, who claimed they had found a dead Bigfoot. And then this other guy got involved, this other con man, and they were actually, it was all over TV. CNN was talking about it. Everybody was talking about it. I knew that these people were hoaxing at the time. I just knew that it wasn't real. They wouldn't show anyone the Bigfoot. They were going to reveal it at some point in the future. Apparently, what they were doing, they were trying to make as much money on this hoax as possible before everyone realized it was a hoax. Now, here's an article with regards to that. It says here, this is from The Guardian. It says, Bigfoot discovery confirmed as fake. Creature's remains turn out to be rubber gorilla suit in a block of ice. And it wasn't just a rubber gorilla suit. You can see the image right here. This is the rubber gorilla suit, but they also threw in some animal guts and stuff like that, and then froze it. And it was just a big giant fraud, a big giant hoax. It says here, American hoaxers used a rubber gorilla suit frozen in a block of ice to pretend they had found the remains of Bigfoot, it was revealed today. Two men claimed last week that they had found the body of Bigfoot in the woods of Georgia. The 2.3 meter or 7 foot 7 inch corpse encased in ice was sold to Tim Biscardi, a Bigfoot tracker, for an undisclosed sum after he was shown a DNA sample purported to have taken from the remains. Now, okay, let me just stop there. This Tom Biscardi, right? This guy was a known Bigfoot hoaxer. He got involved, and that's when he got involved. The idea was, let's stretch this out as far as we can, and we'll try to make money off this situation. Anyway, continuing here, it says pictures were posted on the Searching for Bigfoot website. During the thawing process, Bigfoot experts noticed that part of the creature's head was unusually hollow, and their suspicions were confirmed when the ice melted to reveal a rubber foot. In 2005, Biscardi claimed to have captured a male Bigfoot, but that also turned out to have been a hoax. News of the latest alleged find was revealed last week by Matt Whitten, a police officer, and Rick Dyer, a former prison officer who claimed to have stumbled across Bigfoot's body while out hiking. Now, Rick Dyer, he was the car salesman. The pair described the creature as weighing over 560 pounds with huge feet like a person's and reddish hair. Bigfoot experts reacted with suspicion, and the story soon began to unravel. Yesterday, Steve Kulls, the host of Squatch Radio, a United States internet radio station dedicated to Bigfoot, revealed the deceit. On August 16th, the freezer containing the alleged corpse arrived with the Searching for Bigfoot team, he said. The ice was being thawed slowly, and the following day we were up early to discover that some hair was now exposed. I extracted some from the alleged corpse, examined it, and had some concerns. The team decided to burn a sample, which, unlike hair but like a synthetic material, melted into a ball. Within the next hour of thaw, a break appeared up near the feet area, Cole said. As the team and I began examining this area near the feet, I observed the foot, which looked unnatural, reached in and confirmed it was a rubber foot. Later that day, we were informed that Mr. Whitten and Mr. Dwyer had admitted it was a costume. And the Whitten and Dyer, they didn't return phone calls at the time. But this was a big deal at the time, too. That's what this new incident reminded me of. It reminded me of all the hoopla that went around this alleged Bigfoot corpse discovery back in 2008. It just the fact that they did this guy did this guy named James, he did it, and just carried on, didn't tell anybody it was a fake. He set everyone up apparently for a long time. He built this thing, he created it himself. Matt was his own, it was an object of his own manufacture, and then he played his audience up until just recently, where he pretended he something happened to him during a live stream. And I just want to say, it's unfortunate, but that's just the way of this world. There are people out there who will do these kinds of things every now and then, and you know, when it happens, it from the way I see it, it really does give the UFO community a black eye, because you'll see a lot of times people fall for it. They fall for it. Just like in 2008, a lot of people fell for the idea that these people really did have a Bigfoot on ice when it turned out to be a costume and some animal guts. So, yeah, I just think that people need to be, take a lot of these stuff you see about UFOs and aliens with a grain of salt. Some people make things up, right? Some people do that. I try to, when I'm presenting anything on my show, if I don't know something, I make clear, okay, I don't know. It could be real. Maybe it's not. When there are things you don't know the answer to, you have to be clear about this. And you don't pull hoaxes on your audience. You just don't do that. I think that's completely, absolutely absurd and wrong. And I don't see how can anyone ever trust this guy? No wonder he doesn't show his face on his YouTube channel. He probably wants to continue doing these kinds of things for the rest of his life, tricking people. I mean, I don't know what kind of person would want to be like that, but that's the human race for you. We got a lot of these running around. And just speaking of that, I want to do a really quick update on, speaking of hoaxes, right? Okay, I was just talking about, in yesterday's show about that image that somebody had sent me, and they claimed that was an alien face inside the Las Vegas alien footage, the 1 minute and 41 second long footage from 2023 that was filmed by the Kenmore family in Las Vegas. And this person had sent this image to me 14 months ago, and then I just posted it during a podcast 2 days ago. And one of my subscribers let me know that image was taken from, it was an asset that was an image that was on this TV show called Lost Tapes that used to be on Animal Planet and that premiered in 2009. So it turned out that this guy was trying to trick me. And he actually, after I finished filming that episode, there was some more comments I had received from this guy on X. So I just thought I would share them with you so we could wrap that whole hoax up. This guy who tried to trick me. See, that was the thing. When I presented that image, I sat on it for 14 months, never showed it on the show. And when I presented it, I made it clear. I said, I don't know if this is real or not. I was never able to find it in the video. I found a lot of other aliens in the video, but I never found this image that this guy had sent to me. And, I had written back to him when I called him out on it yesterday. I sent him the image, which I talked about yesterday. I said, look what I found. And I sent him the picture that I found. And then he goes, wow. And I wrote back to him, yeah, wow. It's an image that appeared in a 2009 episode of Animal Planet series called Lost Tapes. This episode was about lizard men. It is an identical match of the creature you claimed to have found in the video last year. No wonder I couldn't find it. It was never there. Well, I provided that information yesterday in yesterday's episode, but he did respond back. And this is what he wrote. He said, it is an exact match. I can't explain it. That's the first time I have seen this picture. Let's just stop here for a second. That's the first time he saw the picture? What are you talking about? You gave it to me 14 months ago. Okay? Okay, then he goes on. He says, I never found that face again. Like I said, I can't explain it. It makes me question everything I have found in the video. I intentionally left the face image out of my findings because I never could find it again or timestamp it. I looked and looked for a match for the face and never found one. I knew or felt something was off with it because I looked and looked for it afterward and I finally gave up on it. And I wrote back, I said, I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. This was an obvious effort to discredit this case. I will be uploading a new show about it shortly. Don't worry, your name will be left out. He says, I understand you feeling that way, but I would have spent the last 2 years of my life trying to figure this out just to discredit the video or case. I can't explain the situation, but I think I know, but I don't know anything, if that makes sense. No, it does not make sense. And he goes on, I respect you and your opinion, and I especially respect the way you have kept this in the forefront of your show. I apologize for the picture of the face, but it is the only thing I apologize for. I can't explain it. That will have to be good enough because that's all I got. 500 edited videos and 11,000 edited photos, of which all the videos except for maybe a dozen and all the photos except maybe a couple hundred are of this 1 minute and 40, he says 44 seconds video. It's actually 41 seconds. Do you think anyone would spend that much time on something to discredit themselves and all of their work over one picture? Certainly not on purpose. Then he had some screen grabs of some of the images that he just pulled out of the episode. And then I responded to him. I said this was an early exchange we had. I sent him a screenshot of an early exchange that we had, which I read during yesterday's podcast, where I pointed out that you contacted me. He gave me explicit instructions on where to find this thing. So this lying to me. So this is what I wrote back to him. I said, this was an early exchange we had about it. You gave me explicit instructions on where to find that face, a face that you had to know was extracted from a different source. I sat on it for over a year because I never found it in the video. In yesterday's episode, I presented several subscriber submissions on their discoveries, and I saved your image for last. Somebody recognized it from that series. You also said there were other creatures that looked just like it. I trusted your word and spent a lot of time searching like an idiot for the creature you said was there. And this was the final message that he sent me. He says, I'm sorry, you're not an idiot. I understand your frustration. If you can discredit any other picture I have shared with you, please do. To the best of my knowledge, that is the only thing untrue or misleading I have ever shared with you or anyone else. I shared that picture with Scott Roeder as well. Like I said, I knew something was off about the face because I never found it again. I can't explain it, but I never brought up that particular face with you or anyone else ever again, not even once, because I didn't feel like it was genuine. Like I said, I can't explain it. Well, I could explain it. You did found it, and you did find it, and you did know where it come from, and you sent it to me, and you tried to trick me and have me show that image on the show, and then that discredits the case. I mean, I don't know why this guy would do that, but we could speculate till the cows come home. I don't know if we'll ever get a real answer. I don't know why somebody would do something like that. I mean, had I found that image in the video, right, you could rest assured I would have known exactly what part of the video I found it in. Just like when I present anything that I find in the video, I always tell people where it's found, area where it was found within the video, the period of time, where it was found. I always point those kinds of things out. You would have to know if I would have found a face like that in that Las Vegas video, I most certainly would have known exactly where it came from, right? I would. There's no question about it. And like a lot of other subscribers pointed out to me, was that had there been something in there like that, I would have found it. Scott Roeder and myself, we would have been able to find that for sure. I mean, we look at all the other things we found in there. I just did a show where I had 20 different images taken from the video, moving images, little gifs of aliens moving around, and I presented that just recently. So I definitely would have known, and I would never have stopped talking about it. If that face would have been there, he would have been just as famous as the undeniable backbreaker, right? And there's another thing I just want to point out. It's just so funny to me. It's what's so interesting to me. Again, I just want to point this out. Again, Reddit. This is the problem I have with Reddit. I mean, we have the biggest story of all time that I talk about a lot on this show. I know some people probably get sick of it. I'm sick of talking about it sometimes myself, right? And I don't talk about it all the time, but I talk about it a lot. It just seems so odd to me that UFO Reddit and UFO Reddit, the subreddit on Reddit, as well as the alien subreddit on Reddit. Like, you can't talk about Las Vegas aliens on there. They'll get rid of it. They'll just get rid of it. And you'll have a couple of people come in and say it's a hoax, where there's absolutely no evidence of a hoax. Nobody ever proved it to be a hoax, right? We actually proved that it was real, but nobody talks about that on there. But instead, we're going to talk about this stuff from James and his giant hoax, instead, about his stupid cylinder, which was something that he made himself. Instead, they'll talk about crap like that on there instead of the real stuff. Instead of the real stuff, the absolute proof that shows that we're not alone, where we see aliens, right? There's no question about it. But yet they don't. They'll talk about a hoax for several days until it all blows up in their face, and then everyone will laugh at the people who believed in it. But they won't talk about the Vegas stuff, because you know why? Because something's going on here with it, folks. There's no question in my mind that that story is getting suppressed. No question about it. It's just so maddening to me that the big story on Reddit aliens, right, is this stupid cylinder that was fake, and the guy pulled off a hoax. That's the big story on there the last few days, which was garbage, absolute garbage. That video showed nothing. I'm sad. I feel sad for a lot of people. I know there's some of my subscribers fell for it, and that happens, right? The guy pulled it off. He acted it out, and some people fell for it. That's just how the world is, and it's unfortunate, and it does give the UFO community a black eye. He actually admitted himself. He said he thinks he fooled 20,000 people. That's what he was saying in his video that he put out today. He fooled 20,000 people. He admits it. He doesn't care. And he's going to do another hoax, he said. I mean, why would you want to follow someone who you can't trust? Why would anybody want to do that? But people love it. People will do it anyway. People will fall for con men like this all the time. Anyway, I just want to say this. I want to say thank you all for joining me today. Until next time.